Hey guys, it's Danielle. So I decided to I decided to film a video today, and I don't know. I've just been like dealing with my anxiety lately, and I kind of wanted to talk about my anxiety and maybe what I do can like help other people or something. I don't know. So I've been dealing with my anxiety for about 5 years now, and when I first got it, I was going down to Disney, and I remember I was like, well, when I was younger, I was one of like the chubbier kids, and when I got my anxiety, I started losing a lot of weight, like a large majority of weight, because I couldn't eat. I was so afraid I couldn't even eat. I remember I was maybe like going into fifth grade, I was like, or sixth grade, I mean, I was like maybe 115, and then when we came back from Disney, I was like 90 pounds. Um, and from my anxiety, from that time actually, I was on the verge of anorexia, and a few times actually because of my anxiety. And whenever I'm anxious, um, or whenever anyone's anxious, I know it goes to like their weak spot, and my weak spot is my stomach, so it always goes to my stomach. So whenever I'm having anxiety, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and sometimes I end up doing that, and sometimes I just like, or most of the time I just can't eat because I'm so anxious, and I just kind of just wait it out and eat after I'm done having a panic attack or anxiety attack. Um, so with my anxiety, it's like, obviously it's like I'm a teenager, I'm only 15, I'm almost 16, but it's really hard to deal with that kind of crap, and it makes you like open up your mind to a bunch of different things. And like with me, the only good thing about my anxiety is that whenever I'm around someone that I like don't feel comfortable around, or I feel very anxious around, then I know that they're not a person I should be hanging around, because it's kind of like a sixth sense to me. And because that's happened, like all the times that that's happened, it's been right. Like they've either like fucked me over or like hurt me really badly, either if it's like an ex or someone I used to hang out with. Um, but that's probably the only good thing I have about my anxiety, and that's been happening. Like I've probably been noticing that for like a year. Um, and I don't know, like I get anxiety going to new places, and like I get anxiety going to concerts. Like when I first went to Warped Tour last year, I got anxiety, and I ended up throwing up, and I didn't know why, because the whole car ride I was fine, because I live in New Jersey, and I went to the Homedale date, and it was probably about like an hour away from me, and I was fine the car ride. I was listening to music, I was eating a bagel, and then as soon as we got there, as soon as we got dropped off, I had to go over in like this little forest thing, and I had to and I threw up, and it was just like really hard for me, and like anxiety is a really hard thing for me, and it's probably the most difficult thing for me, other than my depression, because I get anxious over like the littlest things. Like I get anxious, like entirely anxious and severely anxious over just stupid things, like, and it's really frustrating. Like I don't get anxious meeting YouTubers that have saved my life. Like I met Damon Fizzy last year, and I didn't have any anxiety meeting him. I was like fine with it, and but like I don't know. I wish that there were more things that I could do when I get that way. And I don't know. I mean, anxiety is such a hard thing for a lot of people, and I know a lot of people have it, and I know a lot of teenagers struggle with it. And I know a lot of people struggle with it. My mom struggles with it, my brother struggles with it. But like the people who don't, they just don't understand how to handle, and they don't understand how to help someone when they're in the middle of a panic attack or anxiety attack. Like I know a few people that they're just like, oh, just forget about it. Like just think of something else. Like if it was that easy, then wouldn't be an anxiety disorder. But it's like just things like that really piss me off when someone's like, oh, just think of something else. Like you can just take your mind off of it. Like just think of something else. Like just forget about it. Like it's not that easy to do. It's really not. And anxiety is I know I keep saying this, but it's a very hard thing to deal with. And if you've never had it before, then you don't understand what other people are going through that have it. Like, yeah, everyone's gonna get anxiety, everyone's gonna get nervous, but I mean, if you have an actual anxiety disorder, then it's completely different. Like, for example, like, most people when they're having a quiz or a test and they don't like have an anxiety disorder, they can be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be fine, like I'm a little nervous. But then someone who does have an anxiety disorder can be completely shaking and panicking and be like, I can't do this, like I can't do this quiz, I can't do this test. Like, they'd be completely freaking out. And I know for me, whenever I'm having anxiety, I always want to try to get out of the situation and get out of the place where I'm at. Like, a big thing for me, a big anxiety trigger for me was school. And I went to my town high school for my freshman year, and it was really difficult for me to be there. And near like the middle to end of the year, I started getting homeschooled because I couldn't do it. I just can't be in that environment. I'm not really sure what it was, but I think because I started getting anxious because I had a very bad experience with a guy, and I would get flashbacks from it. And I guess that would happen during school, and I would get anxious and I'd start skipping class. But I would skip class in the basement bathroom of my school that no one went to, and I would just sit there throughout the entire day. I'd eat my lunch there, I'd just sit there during school, and I'd be like, whatever, and then I'd leave. Like, the beginning, as soon as I get to school, like, just being on the premises of that school makes me so anxious. Like, even just thinking about it right now, I'm getting a little anxious. But I had to do some testing for my child study team at my school, and going there, like, no one was in the hallways. I was still so anxious to be there. And I don't know. I mean, I have some things that I know I can do. Like, I know that I can, like, one thing that I learned to do when I was in a therapy program, like, with a bunch of other kids, you, like, look around the area that you're having an anxiety attack in, and you just go down the alphabet and find things that start with each letter of the alphabet in order. So you start from A, and then go to B, then C. And then another thing I know how to do is, you, like, place your feet flat on the ground, and you first think of, like, you go through your senses, like, what do I smell, what do I hear, what do I feel, what do I taste, like, everything, what do I see. And I mean, I've never been able to try them because whenever I'm having an anxiety attack or panic attack, I'm just so focused on what's going on with me, I can't really focus on anything else. So, I mean, I'm getting a tattoo soon that's going to say just breathe, so whenever I can look down, because I'm going to get it on my wrist, whenever I look down I can just be like, okay, I just need to breathe. But I don't know, I just felt like talking about this a little bit because anxiety is a really hard thing for me to do, and I've been getting really bad anxiety lately, so yeah. I hope you guys like this video, even though it was kind of just for me to just talk. If you're still watching, then thank you, I guess. I mean, I don't know, so yeah. Hope you guys have a good day. I love you. Be sure to like and subscribe, and yeah.